Hey, y'all. Okay, there we go.
And 3, 2, 1.
Okay, go back right here. Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone doing today? Isn't it I don't know if I want to say a good Sunday morning, but Sunday evening, I guess it is because we're still here. So I'm going to say yes to that. I tell you what, I just want to say thank God to some folks that has really encouraged me to want to continue on the radio, because I did stop for a minute. I guess I want to say took a little break. I guess it's okay to do that sometimes, huh? Take a little break, recoup, regroup. Is all right, babe?
It's okay.
All right. So I don't feel so bad that I did it, but that's what happens sometimes. So let me just do a little recap real quick, and things that has happened and taken place, and where we're at today, and what we're looking forward to doing thus far, moving forward. So let me just start with I'm excited. Again, I'm just excited to be in the land of the living. I'm excited to be in the land of the living. There's so much that has happened, and I am truly encouraged by it. One could say, you're disappointed, or you can feel like a breakdown, or, whatever. But I truly just thank God for where I'm at today. And it could have been worse. So I thank God that I'm able to still continue to move forward, continue to do great things, continue to just be able to be a blessing for others. So with all that being said, how is everyone? Who's here? Who's listening? Hey, listen, if you have a question, if you have a comment, if you want to add to the conversation, it's open call today. And the number is 757-774-7552. If you want to join the conversation, if you have topics that you would like to hear moving forward, we're open for that as well. If you want to share your journey, something that's new has happened in your life, encouraging, or you've taken another step, like one young lady called and said she's now going to college, and she's not allowing her CP to define her. So if there is something going on, let us know. Let us know. Join in on the conversation. We would appreciate it. Hey, Nikki, how are you? How are you doing? So anyway, that's the number, 757-774-7552. If you have any questions. So we just had the Cerebral Palsy, Kelly's Choice first annual Cerebral Palsy Conference on March 31st. And must I say, it was awesome. Awesome.
It was.
I am so grateful. I am so appreciative. I'm so thankful. I'm just so at an awe, overwhelmingly great awe for all those that attended. For all those that attended, let me just name some of them, because I'm one that don't like to leave anybody out. So I just want to just give shout outs to everybody. I know Debbie is on the road. She sent me a message, and I want to say real quick since she just sent the message, thank you, Debbie, so much for joining us on Saturday, for being one of our speakers coming from Manassas area. We appreciate you. We love your conversation. Her message was about growing your village. what's next about your village, meaning into adulthood. And it was just a phenomenal message she had, because she has 3 adult individuals with different abilities. So she knows about the village, and she knows about growing into adulthood. And I thought it was a great message to bring, especially, because we had all ages. Everybody's individual was all ages. So I thought that was a great message. I know Sabrina is at work, and I thank Sabrina as well for coming. She's here local. She has a son that has cerebral palsy. And I thank Sabrina for her message of being a caregiver and how it all started. So thank you so much, Sabrina, for bringing your message on. Who else? We have Kimberly. Kimberly, she's local as well. Kimberly was part of the panel. She's here local. She had a great message about when she first introduced herself, of all her siblings and her mom, and about a lot of individuals I've talked to, when they go through wanting to move away from home, wanting to go to college, and their parents are so used to them being right there because of their different abilities, the parents don't want to see them leave. So when Kimberly shared her message about when she told her mom she wanted to go to college and she wanted to go to HBCU, and she said where she wanted to go, her mom liked to have a fit. But, it's those moments where we got to let go as a parent. We have to let go and let our individuals, as they grow, just let them observe life. Let them get out there in the community and do what they know they can do and what they're capable of doing. So kudos to Kimberly for taking that step, and her mom trusting her in this journey of going to college. And she's been here for a few years now. So thank you to Kimberly. We had Angela West, phenomenal young lady. She's here local as well. Angela talked about joyfully driven, finding joy in all circumstances. My God, when you are able to accept your condition, when you are able to accept living with CP and any different ability, it's phenomenal. Like she said, she went to God. God, why? God, why this? God, why am I like this? God, why I had to be like this? But you know what? Most of us get the answer, why not? So after speaking to God, Angela come to realize that this is my life. God gave me life. I am who I am, and I'm going to live it. So I thank God for Angela's message. It was so powerful and just great to hear. She brought it on about just being joyful in everything. Hello, Kimberly. Look, join us. Join the conversation. I know Kimberly, she has a son that has autism, a phenomenal young lady. So then we have Katrina Freeman. She was a part of the panel as well. Katrina has a little son. He's 9 years old. Ethan, he has cerebral palsy. He's legally, visually impaired in, I think, both eyes, but he can see a little bit. And she has a son that has autism. So she had a phenomenal message as she introduced her son, herself, and told us about her life and with her boys, and being the mom that she is, and all the things she have to do then. And I know Ethan has gone through many, many surgeries. So kudos to Katrina and what she does for her boys and in the community as well. Hello, Vicky. Hello, Nadine. Hi, Nadine. So then we have Robert Watson. I call Robert my veteran. I call Robert my veteran CP guru. Something like that. Because Robert is of age. He's of age. Shall I say that? I ain't going to give out his age, but he's of age. He might have said it at the conference. But Robert is hilarious. He's funny. He has a lot of humor. He knows how to bring it in. He knows how to add all those things with his different ability. He shares how he started, how his mother, he had that support. And support is so very important. And so he had all of that. And to where he is today, just a phenomenal journey. His wife was with him, Lynn. Thank you, Lynn, for joining Robert as well. and coming from Maryland to join us in the conference. I could say more, but I'm going to keep on going down the line. And we had Taylor Harris. Taylor was on the panel. And phenomenal. She's in college up in Virginia, near the Richmond area. Her mom went and got her and brought her down. Thank you to your mother, Taylor. Sharon, thank you so much for bringing Taylor down to join us at the conference. She was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, I mean, just so grateful, y'all. My God, I just, it's just one of those moments where you just feel that energy and you feel all that joy and that love, and it was the first, and I'm so thankful and looking forward to more already. And so, what's her name? Taylor told about when it first started, how, her mom shared all the things about her and how she was underweight, but then she had support as well. And again, support is so important.
Yes, it is.
So important. It helps you get along. It helps your journey, So we thank God for Taylor and her mom joining us and being a part of the conference. So
what happens if you do have it?
I had something trying to come
What
on.
happens? I mean, you're talking phenomenal information. It's information, of course, that folks in this, the CP community have to deal with every day. Things that just don't work in their favor. Equipment is not properly fitted. Equipment for doors and things that are not set right. So, of course, it makes it hard for them to get around. And that's just, we know how it is if something's not going our way. So you can imagine, of course, when you have something that's supposed to work the way it's supposed to and it doesn't, that just makes everything even harder.
Yeah, she was phenomenal. We enjoyed having her as part of the conference. I tell you what, I learned a lot of things from her because some of the stuff she talked about, I had no idea about. So there's so much more out there that is great for the individuals that will help their everyday life of all ages, all circumstances, all situations, all different abilities. It's so much out there. I tell you, time has really changed. So, technology today is just phenomenal. Anytime you want to know something, go ahead on and, reach out to Dr. Letcher or ask your doctor. Ask your doctor what's available. If you see something, I guess, what, it really starts with you paying attention to your individual. That's where it really starts. When you pay attention to your individual and you know what you would like to see them gain, more ability in, or if they eat a different way, or if they make a mess and not eat so well with a regular spoon, or you have a regular plate and the food scoop off the plate and goes onto the table and so forth, that there are supplies out there. Like for Kelly, I have a mat, and the mat sits on her tray table, wherever she's at, and it sticks to the table, anything. And so then I have the bowl, and any bowl, plate, or anything I stick on that mat, it won't move. So she has a special spoon that's curved. I don't use the forks or anything like that, but she has a special spoon that's curved, and her plate and her bowls come up, like got the curve on it. So when she eat, she scoop, it's not going on the floor, on the table, or anything like that. So we really have to pay attention to our individuals and what's best for them. Kelly drinks out of a straw. Sometimes she could drink out of a cup. It depends, because she can't hold so much weight in her hands. So I buy certain types of cups for her. But yeah, once again, let's just pay attention to our individuals and find out what's the best tool for them moving forward. Bicycles, you have the walkers, you have the canes, you have the gait trainers. That's what Kelly uses as well, a gait trainer. And because she don't have stability, so that helps her with being able to still get up out the chair and move around by herself without having just a regular walker and, not having stability. So
not having that support.
That support, right. And that's another thing, technology. Back when, Kelly, they didn't have that, so
there's
yeah.
a lot of technology out there now.
It is.
If you just know where to, know who to ask and know where to get it from, there's technology for everything. I mean, one, of course, affordability. That's another.
We got to fight for everything.
Yeah, that's another thing, affordability, or insurance issues or anything like that. So I definitely understand what it is to the little things. Because of course Kelly's curved spoon makes all the difference for her to be able to eat.
Jackie.
It's the little things that we should be thankful for, as well as the big things. So things like the mat, the plate, her cups, things like that give her independence.
Yeah,
are the things that we should be thankful for because of the fact that it keeps her independent.
Yeah. So we pay attention. She go, though she don't walk, she do get around. She crawls. She also gets up the stairs every day. She knows how to come down the stairs by herself. We don't take that away from her. We give her all of that to make sure she stays being able to use all of what she has right now on a regular basis. So.
And that's why I get on her when she's driving her wheelchair and running into stuff. Because like I tell her, God bless you with the ability to see. So you have to use your eyes.
Right.
Use your eyes to get around. You have them there. You can use them. So therefore, you should be looking and taking note of your surroundings. So you're not just running into stuff and dragging.
Amy.
You run into a car and you drag it 10 feet away. You drag the car 10 feet away. It's like, you rip somebody's bumper off. Calm down, but let's, come on now. We got to do better than this.
Yeah, I know some of y'all saw the message I put on a sense of independence. Yes, absolutely, Jackie. Absolutely. I know some of y'all saw that message I put on Facebook about Kelly getting ready to get her license suspended and her wheelchair repoed and get ready to get in that chair so I can take control. Because sometimes I just wonder, what she's thinking sometimes. I just don't know. I don't know if she's paying attention. I just don't know those things. So that's just my way of saying, okay, Kelly, look, if you don't get it right, boo, we're going to have some other options.
Obstacle course or something.
But it's so funny because even though she do that and I say those things, it's the hardest decision ever because you don't want to take her independence away. Even if she drive like that in her wheelchair, dragging the couch along and tearing up everything, you don't want to take their independence. And it's hard. It's a hard decision to make. I have a choice right now. Do I want to push Kelly in her manual chair, or do I want to continue to let Kelly have her
own freedom?
Yeah. How do you, as a parent, how do you make that conversation? How do you make that decision? If you are a parent out there, and you have an individual that does not drive their chair properly, tearing up your walls, hitting folks, not paying attention, what would you do? I just want to know, what would you do? Are you like me? Could just, say these things, but still allow her to have her independence? I'd like to hear from you. Call in 757-774-7552. I'd like to hear what you got to say. So anyway, moving on, we had, attorney Brian O's. You want to speak on Brian O's, Corey?
He did. He brought a lot of great information about trust and what it is to have benefits and, of course, receive money and not lose those benefits in a lot of ways. Because, of course, that's one of the big fears that folks have is, I have a trust from a family member, but I also have money from benefits that I receive. And if I get that trust, I don't get my benefits. In a lot of ways, those benefits help with, of course, the medical and the equipment and everything else. So you get afraid because, of course, now you got let's say a trust for $10,000 that someone left you, and that because, of course, the way Social Security works, they actually say, well, you can't have a certain amount of money in your account, so therefore you lose your benefits, or they will give you money, but then turn around and back charge you for any money that you did get for the time that you had that. So he was able to speak on those different types of things. What it is, of course, one of the things we asked him about was marriage, being married, because we know a lot of folks want to get married or are married, and how does that work with benefits and things like that. And he spoke on a lot of great topics when it came to trying to make sure that you are protected with your rights.
And the trust funds.
Yeah, the trust. That's what I was saying. You get a trust for like $10,000, $20,000, whatever the case may be, to speak on that, so you don't lose that money along with your benefits. how to set it up and how to work around. Well, we don't. No one bend. We don't like to bend rules or break rules. But of course, there are ways to understand the rules better, and that's where he comes into play because he has a better knowledge of the rules, all the little details and the nuances that we're not privy to. Because of course, that's what he's trained in. So he's able to speak on those things or be able to help you navigate through the pitfalls of what it is to have a trust or money coming in alongside your money or benefits that you may be receiving already and not lose either one. Because of course, who wants to have a trust come in? You can't get it because you're afraid, and it goes to the state or it goes to whoever the next of whatever the lineage is as far as next of kin or whatever. But it's supposed to go to you, and because of course you're afraid to receive it, you let it go. That's a big fear. So those are the things that we talked about. He talked about at the conference. And great information, and I recommend anybody, if you have any questions about it, definitely contact him. Do we have his number?
Attorney Brian O's.
Yeah, we definitely want to make sure we shout him out.
Yeah, I'll list it.
Great information.
Hey,
you can listen on the website, Facebook, Kelly Shorts Inc., and you can get that information. And if you have any questions, you can contact him directly and find out what your rights are as far as trust and benefits and things like that to help protect you.
Yeah. He's great. So I'll definitely make sure I put his information in the comments at the end of the show. So if you all have any questions about trust funds and, the laws period about not losing your benefits of whatever you may have a question about, Brian would be a great person to contact. That's here local in the Virginia area, though. So
moving forward, let me say this real quick. My wife put on this event, and the people in attendance were awesome.
Yes,
the speakers were awesome,
yes,
and you felt the love. And it was an opportunity for people to be able to share their voice and have a voice, a collective voice. Not just we always say the squeaky wheel gets the oil, or when you make a complaint or you say something that always seems like it's just you having a problem. But when you have a group of people with different lives but very similar situations, it gives more validity. It really cements the fact that it's not just me in this by myself. And when you to put this together, to be able to share this information and have everyone out there be able to come together and actually be in the forefront. Because of course we know there's events and things going on where you're not really in the limelight because the simple fact is you're not the professional, or you're not the expert, or you're not disabled enough, as they say, or whatever the case. But to be able to come together, no matter what the range or severity or whatever the case of your disability or different abilities, we like to say, you still have the same voice. That was very powerful, and I appreciate you for doing this. I tell you what, it was a labor of love because we had some long nights of trying to make sure that it all came off. And we always
definitely a labor of love.
You never go anywhere without a technical difficulty or a little issue, but to be able to fix it and really keep moving forward, that's what made everything great. Because of course, everyone was willing and accepting of the fact that they were there for one purpose, and that was to share their voice, and to build their voice, and that right there made everything just go so smoothly. And we're just thankful for everyone who was in attendance, those who couldn't make it but wanted to make it. We just thank you all for just even communicating and wanting to be a part of what we do here at Kelly's Choice Inc.
Yeah. Thank you, babe. I appreciate that. It's, God give me visions and ideas and thoughts, and, and I have a choice. I can either listen to God and do it, or I can just act like I didn't hear it. And that's not me. That's not me. I listen to God. And he has been so amazing. When you listen to God, he will guide you. He will lead you. He will just, it would be just phenomenal of the things. It's just phenomenal. He has done some miraculous things in my life just by me listening to him. Even when I felt like it was the toughest, hardest thing to do. But because it's God, And if you follow that, he's not going to lead you wrong. He's just not. He's going to guide you down the right path, the right road, the right resources. He's just going to do all of that, all of it. And I mean,
I know we understand, and I feel it. I feel it.
Yeah,
I'm glad to be a part of it. I truly am glad to be a part of the things that we
yes,
do.
Paula. Yeah, I mean, just think about it. Had I not listened to God and not did the conference, it was just phenomenal. The messages was just awesome. The atmosphere was full of love and joy. It was just, I'm lost for words.
Social butterfly, lost words.
Yeah. Katrina, you wanted to say something? Come on in, boo. I'm bringing you on in. I'm just right now, I'm going in and it's trying to add you now. I'm going through the line and going down the line with all the speakers that's there. So now we have Rachel Curry. Rachel. Rachel came in from Florida. It was phenomenal to have Rachel join us. Rachel, she's a mental health counselor, and oh my gosh, just a powerful message. She met a lot of great friends. We all met a lot of great friends. It was like they said, we met family. Because when you're in an atmosphere, like Jackie just said, it's always good to network and have a good support system. Well, you know what? For me, that's what it seemed like the conference was, a great support system, because every single speaker had cerebral palsy or was a parent of someone who had cerebral palsy. Hey, Katrina. Or was a parent of someone who had cerebral palsy. Then we had the two resources, which was Brian O's, attorney Brian O's, and we had Dr. Katrina Letchers, which talked on Ethan, and she spoke on assistive technology. Sabrina just joined. Katrina joined us live. We're gonna let them come in. Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing very good. How are you? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling well. And yourself?
I'm feeling better.
You feeling better? What you been up to?
Nothing.
I don't know if y'all can see this, but Ethan, he's Katrina's son. He's on. He joined us live.
Mom was trying to get a ride.
Huh?
Good evening, everyone. Have a seat. Good evening. Good evening.
Hey, Katrina. So we're going down the line, Katrina, just sharing about everybody that came, that was a part of the conference, and their messages and everything that they shared, the love, the joy, the connections. Share something about the conference that you picked up from it.
Oh my goodness. It was there was a lot of information that was shared, especially with the mobility piece, with Ethan having been in a wheelchair before. You don't know how many resources are out there for people who have wheelchairs, and if you need assistive technology, you know where to go. And she's actually in CHKD, and I met her before when Ethan was a baby, so that information that she shared wasn't new to me. But the extra piece with knowing where to go, like I didn't know until I met her. But also listening to the stories from the actual individuals who have CP or who are living with CP when they're talking about starting families. And one of the young ladies said that I think she was from Florida, I believe, that
yes.
She decided not to have children,
Right.
because of her disability. And then we had Angela, who was talking about marriage. So it's so much you have to look forward to. But then when you put yourself in their position, when you actually hear someone say that they elected not to have children, but they wanted to really have children, it was really disheartening for me, because I have a child. And hearing her say it just it hit home because it's that, it makes me feel like, is Ethan going to have those same thoughts, or is he going to elect to choose that too? So now I know how to prepare myself with listening to everyone else, and they're older, what he has to look forward to. They have been to college, like listening to them, they have degrees and they're living on their own. And it's just amazing because when you think of CP, you think of it as a debilitating disability where you're not able to do much, but they are out in the world, in the community, living. They haven't allowed having cerebral palsy just put them on hold. They're out here enjoying the world. They're being social, and to see how happy they are happy. And that's what just put a smile on my face, just being able to see them happy and living. I really enjoyed it. My boys really enjoyed it. They were able to see people, because we're blessed. There are all different types of and different levels of CP, and Ethan has mild CP. So seeing other people in the wheelchairs and their canes and their walkers, my boys really got to see what it's really like to, to see people who have cerebral palsy on different levels. So I learned a lot, and it was a very humbling experience. I'm definitely on board for any and every other conference. Even the selection of the song fit right in. Like, I had to keep some tears back because it was speaking to me. And then you see the video and it messed me up even more. I'm like, this video, but it was amazing.
Wasn't that video powerful?
Oh my God, the video, I'm like, oh, she want to mess me up today. Like, I'm glad I ain't wearing no makeup today. The video it speaks to you. And that young lady who sung that song, she sung it as if she could feel what we were going through. Like, she knew our journey. And that should be our song, because it is like, you never know what a person is going through, what they're feeling.
That's
and sometimes, going through or having children with CP or it is easy for you to give up and to let go and to be like, I'm just going to I don't even care anymore. But to see so many people give hope to somebody else, I'm just one of the people that you touch. But all of that room, that whole room, there was so much love. And I just felt it from the vendor that I didn't know Adam and Eve. She's like, hello, welcome. And I'm like, well, welcome. It was just amazing. So, and from your husband, listening to him speak about you and about Kelly, you could tell that he loves you to pieces. He loves what you're doing. He's so supportive of you. And it feels good to see a team, a duo that's out here doing the most good. So I enjoyed it. If you were not there, honey, you missed it. From the food to our goofy pictures, I love our pictures, to the photo booth, to to the ambiance, to the colors. Everything was green. Everything was perfect. Good job. And I'm just still full from it. It's just amazing. I had a good time. So good job, woman. Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate you joining us, and I'll definitely be keeping you posted on things in the future that we will be doing for sure. And so you could join us.
Yes, ma'am. You got my support.
I appreciate it. Truly appreciate it.
No problem.
Well, y'all heard from Sabrina. If some of you are on Facebook Live and you're wondering where she is, she's on the Kelly's Choice Inc. page. That's what page she's on, Kelly's Choice Inc. So I have both pages up. I have the one that says Edwina Wilson and Caregivers and Disabilities. That's Kelly's picture on there. And then I have the Kelly's Choice Inc. page. That's where she's at, joining live. So just wanted to share that with y'all in case y'all wanted to know where in the world she talking from. So if you go on Kelly's Choice Inc. page and you want to join the conversation, if you want to say something, just send me an invite. I will bring you on so you can say something. I don't care who you are. If you're just someone that's don't have an individual with a disability, join. If you ask questions, they are here. They're here to talk to you. They're here to answer questions. That's what we were doing at the conference. Just answering questions for whomever had anything they wanted to ask. So you can stay there if you want. We're going to, continue to join us. So we're going to go to Andrea Bollinger. She came in from Maryland. Oh, I love her. Um, Wonderful young lady. She has a whole lot of messages she could talk about. She talked about perseverance. Well, that was supposed to be her message. However, she decided that, well, you know what? Let me go back. And she listened to everybody and she took notes about everybody. So she kind of put a little twist in her message, but it was still very powerful. And you know what was something so informative that she said, informational? She said, growing up, though she had support for her family, she didn't know anyone that had a disability in her area until she was a teenager. I mean, like, you go all your life growing up and you're alone in this journey. But thank God for her family, right? Thank God for her family supporting her through this whole journey. Just thank God for that, because had she not had the support for her family, no telling where she would be. No telling what her life would be right now. So that's why I always say how important is support. Um, yes, they are, Jackie. Absolutely, absolutely. Um, Katrina, Nikki wants to know how old Ethan is. So then we're going to go to Sabrina Thomas. Sabrina, did I talk about Sabrina already? I didn't. Oh, I did say she was at work and she wasn't able to join in on the conversation, but she did say she's going to listen live. Sabrina's from the area. She has a son that has cerebral palsy and he has autism. So she had a great message about her son being a caregiver and the journey of being a caregiver. So that was phenomenal. And I thank you so much, Sabrina. She saw the video. She saw the flyer go out to save the date. She reached out to me back in, I believe it was December. And so here she go. We have a caller on the line. Hello, caller.
Hello, caller.
Caller, you on the line.
Hello, caller.
I hear a dog barking. I'm not sure, Wilson. Okay, well, we're going to go to the next caller.
Hello.
I hear them. Hello, caller, you're on the line. You're available. Okay, so we're going to go to the next caller. So then we have Ivy Kennedy. Ivy Kennedy was the one that said, Miss Wilson, why don't you do a panel? See, Ivy is that type of person that her lifestyle, she's been on this journey of living independently. She wanted to talk about relationships because she's been in a relationship with her boyfriend for 20 years. 20 years. She celebrated 20 years this year. She wanted to talk about just all kinds of things. And phenomenal choice. Like, seriously, we had a lot of questions. The panel was so ready to pour out, to give any type of information that they could to help support one another. Look like we got somebody mad on here. But but it was phenomenal. So then we have no, we got an angry person on a page. Too bad. It's such a sad thing when you're doing something great and you have one person. Sometimes all it takes is one person. That's just like when you're driving and it's one person that can just mess everything up. So y'all can see that face on here, right? It's so sad. And you know what, whatever you're angry about, we don't know, but if you want to share it, but we're going to keep moving. So then we have, so finish with Ivy. So I know y'all remember Ivy, all of y'all that was there. Ivy came, she brought it in. She had a lot to share. And she was good with your panel. She was looking at y'all. She was like, okay, let's do this, y'all. We're going to take turns. We each going to answer what they did was each individual person, if it was one question, they went down the line. Because everybody had their own point of view about everything, and that's what made it phenomenal. It made it phenomenal by each and every individual sharing their point of view. So then we have Latoya Neal. Latoya came in from Pennsylvania. I called Latoya back in November or December. I have been following Latoya since probably 2014 or 13 or something like that. So I've been following her journey for a very long time, of her raising her daughter Paige, and she's now 9 years old. And um, so I'm adding LaWanda on. So she told her story. She told about her message was about getting to where she is today, coming out of state that she was at. But you know what was phenomenal? I was listening to the recording yesterday and how she talked about her friend and how she talked about depression. And I got depression as being her friend. And when you got to try to put that person out, hey y'all, when you got to try to get rid of that depression. So what was phenomenal when she said how she go and cook, she cook cookies and she makes cake and she do all these things knowing that her daughter can't eat these things, but she does it anyway. And she do it because, that's her journey, that's her daughter. And unfortunately, her daughter can't do this, but you know what? That's what mommy would do anyway. So mommy being mommy, she decided, I'm gonna do this regardless. Just a phenomenal story. I'm gonna have it listed on. I'm gonna post it on my website. So then we have. I think we went through all the speakers: Debbie, Andrea, Ryan, Katrina, Angela, Kimberly, Robert, Taylor, Dr. Letcher, Rachel, Abby. So let's go to, we have on the line on Facebook Live with us, LaWanda. LaWanda has been with us on a Kelly's Choice journey for, this will be actually 4 years. 4 years. And I love her. She has stepped in and has just been the most phenomenal person you could ever want to be around. Her heart is so warm. She was our mistress of ceremony. So of course I was there for a little bit. I was like, "Where LaWanda?" I was like, "Oh, she got," because I don't like to be up here. But anyway, she know me. When we had the caregivers gala, I ain't nowhere to be found. So thank you, LaWanda. I know I ain't nowhere to be found. And her beautiful daughter right there. Look at her cute self. Go ahead, LaWanda. Share some information. Tell us.
It was really good to be a part of it. We were talking about it, and when we went home for Easter weekend, we were talking to my parents about it, just how inspired we were to see all the people there, because it just has such a positive spirit, such a happy attitude, and their outlook on life. They have a better prospect on life than we do, those of us who actually get to walk. I think we take a lot of things for granted. So, Maya, her and Lauren were there with us as well, and they were able to sit back and kind of watch, and just to be inspired too, watching the girls talk and just had that conversation. I thought that was like one of the cutest moments, to do that. And then to learn that, we all have, to be truthfully honest, we all have disabilities. Even those of us who have our activity of our limbs and all of that, we still have disabilities because we're just able to see people in different ways. We're just able to be able to put away the facade of being somebody else and just see people for who they are and not for what is happening to them. And we don't have the ability to be able to love people through the process. So, so really, in truth, we're all disabled in one way or another. Some things are just some things are more obvious than others. And the rest of us have a good way of hiding it. So, that's just my 2 cents. So I didn't see there was a huge disconnect between what they do physically and who we are now. Yeah, somebody is kind of angry.
Yeah, somebody angry. Yeah, we're gonna let them be angry. It's okay. We're gonna keep moving. What you got to say about the angry face?
No, well, no, I don't. Well, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I don't get mad for people for what they do and what they say. I think they actually need to be a part of the conversation. I would really like to know or encourage them to put why they're upset. If they feel like we're not doing enough, what is it that we're not doing at Kelly's Choice to incorporate things that they feel like we may need to do? What is the reason behind being angry, so that we can address those issues properly? I think that's the way to handle that. So, I welcome their opinion. Why they're angry.
I said the same thing. Yeah, I said the same thing. I mean, let us know what's the problem. Like I said, even with the Cerebral Palsy Conference and anything we do, it takes a village. It takes a village. We could start something, but it takes a village to continue to make it grow, to continue to build it.
Exactly.
We can't do it
Exactly.
alone. Right, we can't do it alone. So the people that's come forward now and have been a part of this, and we hope that they continue on to help us build the village, continue to move forward with it. It's like it's a movement. And
Hey,
with every
Nikki.
movement, you gotta move forward. You gotta build it up.
Yes, yeah, you do. And what people don't understand, when you do something for the first time, it's just that it's the first time. And so there are things that you learn as you do it that you can do better. And you're like, well, we found that this worked, that didn't work. And so if there was someone that was there that felt like the conference didn't meet their need, let's talk about it. Let's hear what you have to say. Let's get that feedback so we can incorporate those things like you said, or maybe revisit some other things to see what we could do differently. And that's what I feel like people need to do instead of hiding behind an emoji. Share why you're upset. And then I also thought that maybe somebody hit it by mistake, because the buttons are so close together. So, I try to give people the
No, that's
benefit of
that's
the
not
doubt
by
as well.
mistake. Somebody doing that on purpose. That's truly
Yeah,
that's
they hit
truly
multiple ones. They did
on
it.
purpose. And I don't think it was anybody at the conference. I think it was somebody that's just listening. And if I feel like, if it's something you're not liking, that we're not encouraging you or motivating you, I mean, come on, share your thoughts.
And
I
absolutely.
open you up to share your thoughts. That's what we're here for. We're all of us on here are trying to do the right thing. We're supporting each other. We're doing great things in the community. All the speakers, all the listeners here, everybody that's on here right now. And I'm looking at the messages. Everybody is trying to do their best in their livelihood, their best in whatever disability they have. Even those that don't. You got the caregivers on here. You got LaWanda that's joined the community with Kelly's Choice. And that's why I entrusted LaWanda to do what she do, because you know what? All I gotta do is say, LaWanda, can you whatever. I feel like she knows it so well now, because she's been in it. The caregivers gala, she's been there for this will be 4 years. No, yeah,
Yeah,
this
this
will
will
be
be the
4 years. She's been with us.
yeah, this will be
Yeah,
the fourth.
4 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this will be for the year.
Yeah, 2015 you started with us, and
Yeah, so this is yeah.
yeah, and she listens and she's paying attention and she's learning all of everything that's going on within the community. So okay, come on, sweetheart, come on, what you got to say? You was there too. Come on in.
What can I say? It
This
was
her
really
daughter,
a
y'all.
fun experience, like especially
I call her
like that
daughter.
one conversation we saw Taylor
Oh yeah, Taylor.
and
It was Taylor and Angela.
yeah, Taylor and Angela. That really just like
Oh,
spoke to me on volumes. Like we always take for granted like what we wish we could say to somebody, and they just took that opportunity. Was like catching up like they ain't talked to each other in 50,000 years, and it just really like it makes you humble and makes you think about life and being thankful for what you have. Like, cause honestly, man, it almost made me cry. And I'm an emotional person, but like certain things like that, I'm not gonna cry. But like that really touched me in a different way, just to know. And then when
Mr.
Robert,
Bob.
Mr.
Was it Bob?
I
The
thought his name was Robert.
Robert. Robert.
Yeah,
yes.
when
You talking
Mr.
about
Robert showed
yeah,
us the
Robert.
video of him
I was
jumping,
done. Completely
I
done.
was like, oh my God. And my mom said, so many reasons why he shouldn't have, but he did. And there's so many reasons why we could have, but we haven't. So, that's something I've been thinking about wanting to do. I don't know about coming
I don't
up
know about
soon,
skydiving.
but it just makes you think as far as life and things that you want to pursue. Like, if God, if he says jump, how high? How high? So that's what I took from this experience. It was really great.
It was. It really was.
Well, I'm glad you came because you know you've been with us on with your mom on everything as well, and I
Mm-hmm.
know this was a totally different experience because normally it's mostly caregivers, but being in an
Right.
atmosphere where you have the individuals, that's a totally
Right.
different experience. And then
Yeah.
you got to hear their stories and their
Mm-hmm.
life, basically their
And you
life.
got to see
So that is
the
a whole
thing that
totally
they're
different
missing.
level.
Yeah. Yep. I think it made it for me. It just made it more real. Not saying that the caregivers don't, because I really don't want them to feel like they're not important. They're vital. But it was nice to see the parts go together. To see the person and match and see what that person is doing, and then for them all to come together, like what is her name? The lady that spoke later about needing a village, because it's crazy enough, you don't know who's there
Yeah.
to support you and be there for you. And when you get in a community of everybody together, then everybody can pull resources. They may have know something you don't know. So it was definitely different from the caregivers event, obviously, for obvious reasons, but it was similar in that everybody was there for the same purpose: to encourage, to uplift, to inspire. And those things are still the same story that are that are just continuous from Kelly's Choice, the caregivers event, to this. And I just think it's just consistent to who you are as an organization and as people. Really, you care about people and you want to help. So
I feel like you don't even have to be like
I
either
yeah,
definitely
a caregiver
try.
or the
yeah, you don't have to be
So
one of the.
we're getting
to
ready
just
for
be
the
a part of it.
say it
Yep.
again.
I say you don't have to
What she
be
say? What you say?
disabled, or you don't have to be the caregiver to like be a part of the event. Just being there and just being that voice and that positive mind and being that village that the young lady was talking about, that really speaks volumes as well. So I would encourage anyone who's watching, like even if you're not a part of the community per se, like invite your friends out, because you never know who they know who may be going through the same
Yep.
thing, and having an
Yeah.
event
Yeah.
like this to go to, like an outlet, because a lot of them, I'm sure I didn't know about this before we started,
Yeah.
and I've been here for 4 years. So
Yep. And and I
I
guess
truly
there's
think that I love to hear.
there's one thing
Uh
that I
huh.
have learned. And this and I said it's kind of sad. It's a sad. Well, it's just it is. I truly did not know that there were different
oh,
levels to cerebral palsy,
I
and so
didn't.
for me it was educational. I say that because we met the young man who he came to me. He walked up to us, and I thought, I was like, is he being funny? He said, I have cerebral palsy. I was like,
We
Maya
all
and I
looked at
looked,
him,
me,
was
Maya and
like,
Lauren looked at each other like,
Eddie.
are you
Eddie,
yeah, we were
Eddie.
like, are you, because I was like, now who would play about something like that? But and unfortunately, the perception, he didn't look like it. He was talking about driving a truck and doing teaching a fishing
Fishing
class
class,
and
yep,
all this
all
kind of
that.
stuff. So I'm sitting there looking like, what is he talking about? But I learned something that there were levels to that. I really, really, truly did, because you typically see either in a wheelchair or not. They're in a wheelchair or they kind of have some type of
Right.
walking aid, but he had neither.
Right.
That's the same. You never know what somebody's going through.
Right. Well, you know what? The whole month of March, I once again last year I started where I was sharing something different about cerebral palsy, because it's Cerebral Palsy Awareness Month. So every day I would post something different about cerebral palsy. So at one point I did break down all the different levels of cerebral palsy, because with Eddie, he does have a slight limp, but if you're not paying attention, you won't catch it.
Nope.
He
Nope,
talks well,
at
but see,
all.
that's why it was the conference was about education and awareness. That's what it was about: education and awareness. And thank God y'all got it. And then you were able to see for yourselves each individual person, all the different levels. And if y'all saw, it was so many different levels of cerebral palsy. You had Rachel that walked with one cane. She had a limp, and she had this in her arm, is her arm as well. And then you had Andrea. She uses both arm.
Booking. Yep.
She used a cane on both hands. Then you have
Yep.
Robert. He's in a scooter. Robert could get up and walk, but not long distance. So he used the scooter when he's
Oh,
doing
okay.
something
I
long
didn't know
distance.
that.
I didn't know that
Yeah,
either.
Can his wife?
yeah.
Can his
Robert
wife?
could walk. Yeah, he
Can his
danced
wife
also.
too?
I got a video of him dancing. His wife walks as well.
Okay.
They both just use a scooter for long distance, because with their condition, you can't stand for so long. Then you
Okay.
have who else? Who else was there? Ivy. Ivy is total wheelchair bound. Angela West is total wheelchair bound.
Yeah.
Who else?
Taylor is.
Taylor.
Taylor, she's wheelchair bound. Kelly,
Yep.
Kelly can get out. Kelly can walk. We walk her to the bathroom, but she has to have assistance.
Okay.
She uses a gait trainer. So it's all different levels of cerebral palsy, all different levels. So if you ever get an opportunity or chance, just check it out. And see what the different levels of cerebral palsy is, and you'll understand. You have some that's verbal, some that's nonverbal. You know, you have some like Angela, she uses a device sometimes, but she can talk, you know.
Yep.
Then you have some that's affected in one limb, some in two limbs, some in all four limbs. So it's just, yeah, so many different levels. And that's what this was all about, just educating the community and bringing awareness on cerebral palsy and disability itself. So that's what that was. Then we have Anetha. Anetha, I know you're online, but if you're able to join us as well, please join us. I was blown away by this amazing event. Anetha is online. Yeah, she said, yes, it's all levels. I was blown away by the event. She might not be able to join because I think she's at the ER, but I told her to just get online anyway. So she might not be able to join us. What else? And Tamika's daughter, she sang that song, as Katrina was saying earlier, Rise Up. Man, I tell you, if y'all have not seen the video, did you look at that? Did you watch the video, LaWanda? I posted in the group page. Did you watch the video?
I haven't had a chance to go back and look at it yet, but we'll probably do that this evening. Go back and look at the whole video. Because we
Girl,
missed that
watch the
part.
video.
We
You'll
missed that part.
understand
That
the
was earlier.
song. Yeah. Oh my gosh, such a powerful, powerful video. It speaks volume of us as caregivers, what we do on a regular basis for our loved ones. And it was about the wife caring for her husband and how she takes care of him and gets him up and gets him dressed and, you know, just do all these things for him. And that's what a lot of us do on a daily basis for our loved ones. So very um, very powerful video. What else, Corey?
It was so much. You on a roll over this.
Corey,
I'm just taking it all in. I'm like, does she need me as a co-host? She over here got the show handled.
well, you know, hey, you know, but then, so okay, so then we had Tracy Cole. Oh, I almost forgot Tracy. Lord, forgive me, Tracy. If you're listening, please forgive me. Don't charge us
Tracy
too
Jones.
much. Charge us too
Look,
much.
Tracy Jones.
It's Jones.
It's
Tracy
Jones.
Jones.
Yeah,
Jones.
Tracy Cole Jones. Tracy Cole Jones. That's what I was going to say.
Yes.
Tracy Cole Jones.
Get that.
No, she made sure she did that too. She said, it's Tracy Jones. Tracy's phenomenal. When I got sick back in January, she reached out to me and she was trying to assist me and asked me if I needed help. And because I don't normally talk about myself, I normally talk about Kelly, but it was one moment I said something and she caught it. And I was like, okay. So, and we talked and she wanted to just support because she understood, you know, and that was just phenomenal of her reaching out. She talked about the oils, right? But the problem is, if you had a moment to talk with her personally, she could have gotten into it more detail. But it's some things when you do stuff like that, you can't, because you know what I'm saying. You don't want to make it a medical thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they don't get paid for that. Them pharmaceuticals, they don't get paid for that. So they don't want us to talk about that good stuff.
But I would tell you the essential oils, even before we saw Tracy, like I use essential oils myself. I use a lavender, the orange, the citrus, peppermint. And I, you know, so I'm very familiar with those, you know, using it from calming agents and stuff like that.
And Daddy even has a thing for Logan.
Right.
That dehumidifier.
The dehumidifier.
She has it for Logan.
Right. So, you know, we've learned to, you know, so we were familiar with that even then. The actual oils. And so when she was talking about it, I was excited to hear people talk about it more because there is healing in those oils. Honestly, you'd be surprised. So.
And it really is. And, you know, but unfortunately she couldn't say a lot, but that's why I was trying to encourage people to go out and listen.
Right.
I mean, you know, ask her questions about it. She will definitely break down the different oils and how it would be great for different parts of, you know, your body or different things that you're going through. You know, depression, stress, colds, muscle aches, all that kind of thing. And then it smell good in the house. I love lemon. I love lemon. Lemon to me is so refreshing. It's such a refreshing smell.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it really is. So Anetha, you said what? Okay. No, Nikki, her daughter does not. They're friends of mine, and they just support me in every event that I have. So that's why they're speaking on the level they are from the outside looking in and being in the surrounding that they are in. Nikki have a question, LaWanda. She was asking, does your daughter have cerebral palsy?
Oh no.
Huh? Oh.
No, was it my daughter? No, actually, I don't. I don't have any. I don't have any children who are
sorry.
affected by that. No, no, both of my girls are. They're active and up and moving, but that doesn't mean I'm not active and engaged. Don't still have the care and compassion to be involved, because again, it's about education. You never know what setting you may come into. You may meet someone that you need to be around them. That you and even really be able to treat them, even in the environments that we work in intensive in-home for where I work, or a couple other places I've worked. There were always people who came in who had disabilities, and you needed to understand that in order to know how to approach them, how to work with them, how to be able to and to react to certain things or not react.
And then we had to work with them at church.
And then at church it paid off at church, because there's a young man that goes out of church, and he has ADHD. He has had been hospitalized for certain things, and so that skill set came to play. So it pays to get educated on different things, because when you're serving in a church capacity as a leader in for children's ministry, I do have to be mindful about those things, and it's about how I approach them and the children. So I think it was important.
Or even at school,
and
you trying to get used to your school setting, because in college it's not common to have a lot of people with disability, but when you see them, you recognize them, and just making sure that they're treated fairly, I think is very important, because sometimes they do leave them out, and they'll just push them to the side, which is why when because I have a friend, his name is Alex, so much, and he can dance his behind off, but sometimes they try to push him to the side, he's not important, he doesn't have value. So sometimes just speaking up for him, I'm not talking about the class setting, but as far as and trying to socialize, so it's just very important to understand and recognize what you're dealing with, who you're dealing with, and how you can make them feel just as human as you are. That's what I feel like.
Okay. Well, it's good to get that experience in, right? So when you're out in the community, you better understand because you've been in the surroundings. So thank you. I appreciate y'all coming in and joining the conversation, and giving your message in reference to on the outside looking in. But y'all been with us for 4 years now, so keep on helping your friend and others. That's what Anetha said, sweetheart. She said, keep helping your friend and others. Yes, I agree. Totally agree. They need it. And it's so funny because people don't know how to say hi. They don't know how to say hello.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
They act like they don't know how to speak to.
She gave him Eddie Carr and that's where his vision class is. So
I think y'all kind of broke up a little bit.
Okay, we were saying that she gave her friend Eddie's card, because they're over in Hampton, so that he could connect him to go fishing.
When his mom, whenever she does come down, that would be something that they do. Because she comes up
okay.
I think, I'm not sure the definite times she comes, but I know he has to come down frequently, more than a lot of people's parents, to make sure that he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's very high functioning, but it's a lot of things that, doing your laundry, he kind of that sometimes, or just certain things taking a bath, take that for granted. Oh, you just know you have to take a bath. So get caught up trying to be social, trying to be with everybody else, things. So stuff like that should come up and help him with, but that they do if sometimes he can be
okay.
He can be
We freeze.
Sorry, she said we.
I think we. Oh, there you go. Okay, well, we definitely appreciate all of y'all, huh?
You didn't say
We appreciate
anything.
y'all coming on and joining us. It's been great. We are prepared for our Free to Be Me fashion show. LaWanda, you were there as well at our first annual Free to Be Me conference.
Yep.
Fashion show.
That's so. I
So
was there
we're
too.
coming back. I had to cancel last year. Well, postpone last year because that was right when I got sick last year in April. So we had to postpone last year, but we're back. And hey, mother, and the conference, the conference, I want to keep saying conference because that's what we talk about, right?
Yep.
So the Free to Be Me fashion show is going to be June the 30th. June the 30th, I'll put up the flyer sometime today, the location and everything. If not today, definitely tomorrow. So we're preparing for that now. And then we have our 5th annual Caregivers Recognition Black Tie Gala and Kelly's Choice 5th year celebration. So we're going to celebrate 5 years. We made it through all of everything that I possibly could have gone through. I'm still here. We kept rolling. I didn't give up. I didn't throw in the towel. So my friend Tracy said, and Wena, why don't you celebrate 5 years? Tracy, I'm doing that. I'm going to celebrate 5 years. So I'm excited about that as well in November. So y'all get ready. We're going to start putting that out. Save the date for the Caregiver Gala. So yeah, June the 30th is going to be the Free to Be Me fashion show. We're excited to bring that back again after having to postpone it. So I'll put that out. If not today, like I said, definitely tomorrow. Thank you, y'all. I appreciate you. I don't know why Anetha said she couldn't get on. I don't know if she didn't see the button or whatever. But yes. So thank you. I know y'all going to be joining us. I know y'all going to join us June the 30th and come and support the fashion show. We're looking to do some great things this year. All right. So
All right.
anybody have
Take
any
care.
questions, anything they want to say, any comments? Huh?
We were saying take care.
Did you say something?
We're saying take care.
Oh, okay.
Guys.
Thank you,
Have a
sweetheart.
good
Y'all
night.
take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
You too.
Okay. All right. Bye. Okay. So yes, so that's our upcoming event, you all. We have the Free to Be Me fashion show coming up, and we're excited about bringing that back again. We had to postpone last year because that's when I got sick, and we're ready this year. We got the date locked down. We got the venue locked down. The Caregivers Gala, November the 3rd. Yes, thank you, Anetha. See if you could come on real quick. I don't know. You didn't see the invite button or add button. I think it says invite or join or something like that. I'm not sure. But Anetha was with us as well. Anetha held down the green carpet. She was our green carpet spokesperson and she held it down. She had a phenomenal time. She learned a lot too. She asked questions. She said things. Anetha also has MS. I know she don't mind me saying that. So she talked about MS versus CP, which was phenomenal. So, and she had a whole lot of great things that she wanted to say. Anetha, she said no, and I don't, wait a minute, hold on, let me see if I can pull it up, Anetha, to bring you on. Go ahead and talk for me, Corey. Oh, here we go. It should have,
You got it.
did you? Okay, it should have add viewers to be in your
Well, we had
broadcast.
a great time on the green carpet. And yes, it was green. We try to color coordinate all of our colors and everything that we do with, when we do events. So in this case, of course, because cerebral palsy is green for the color, we had a green carpet, green accessories.
Okay.
Even our photo booth was green, had green lighting. All of our props are green. So we just had a great time, just really hanging out and getting stories and really communicating with the folks who were a part of the conference. And Anetha did a great job.
Yes, she
With
did.
her,
Yes, she did.
asking questions and just really getting into, what it was to be a part of the conference and, just kind of gathering all the information for us.
Okay, Mother. I sent tried to add you on. You didn't see anything pop up. I tried to add you on. Thanks for putting that information on the page. Yeah, I sit right here. Okay, now it should. Okay, did it pop up yet? I don't know because I added you on. I don't know what just happened. Um, okay, mother, maybe another time you at work. Okay. What that mean? You're gonna come on here and say something? Oh, I gotta ask my mom a question. She on Facebook Live right now listening. She at work, so she probably sneaking on because she ain't supposed to be on Facebook. She said, "Girl, you know I ain't supposed to be on this phone." Or she'll walk away somewhere and try to sneak on and say something. But thank you, mother, for joining anyway. Hey, Jackie, I appreciate you, Jackie. I wish you could have come on and say something, but we got something we got to work with, Jackie. Thank you so much. I just want to say real quick, Jackie, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you for your support and for always being there for me whenever I need you. I don't care if it's one time, two times. Just thank you for your listening ear. Thank you for the prayers. Just thank you just for being you. Just thank you. So I definitely here we go. I think we got Anetha on. I thought we did. It said add her, join her. Are you there, Anetha? Did you see it? Says approve. I approved it. Okay. They'll receive an invite to join the broadcast. All right. It said you'll receive an invite, so hopefully you received it. So thank you, Jackie. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. I truly do. Anetha, thank you so much. I love you. I appreciate you being there for me always. Ever since we met, you've been there, support me. You came back to the Gala last year supporting us. Thank you so much. LaWanda, again, thank you for always being there. Your daughters, always there with us. We appreciate all of you. Tamika, I don't think she's online, but if she hear this recording, thank you, Tamika, for joining us this year. She said her children enjoyed every bit of it. It was great information for them. And her daughter Chelsea was the one that sang I Rise. If y'all have not heard I Rise by Andra Day, watch the official video of Andra Day, I Rise. It is absolutely phenomenal. So I guess you didn't get it, Anetha. Okay, so we'll have to work on that so you can, because it said that you joined, but I don't know why you're not on here. So thank you again. Where we're going to close out, don't forget June 30th. Oh, there you go. Come on in, boo. I see you. I see you up there. Do you see? Okay, I don't know why. Do you have to hit a button or something? Because you're sitting right here on my screen. You're sitting right here on my screen. A viewer wants to be in the broadcast. Okay, I have you. Okay, there it is. It say add now. I don't know why I had to say it 5 times. I ain't gonna say it's me. I'm gonna blame it on Facebook. That's what I'm gonna do. Hey, love, how are you?
Hey, how you guys doing? Can you
Good. I
see
hope
me?
you're doing well. Was that you in the ER?
Yes, it was me. It was me.
Girl, look, don't
Having
make
some
me come
issues.
across town and come over there.
I'm trying not. I'm having issues with my left arm and under my rib cage in my back. Um, they're not sure if it's due to the multiple sclerosis or when I had the
That's what I was
accident
going to
a few
ask.
years ago. Yeah,
Okay.
I was twisted in the car and I turned around 2 or 3 times and I got jammed in the seatbelt. And when that happened, there's a possibility that I ripped my muscles. And today they told me that it's gonna have to be an MRI done. So I'm calling my doctor tomorrow to get that taken care of. Get an MRI of my back, and hopefully it'll ease up. I mean, last night I think I was up every 30, 40 minutes. I mean, it was to the point Rocco got sick of me walking the floor. But Thanks be to God. I'm going to be great. I'm going to be all right. I just want to say this about the event, the caregivers. I mean the cerebral palsy
Cerebral palsy.
first annual conference. Yes, the first conference. I do not want to not be a part of it. I always want to be a part of it. And not only do I want to be a part of it because of you and Corey and Kelly and the girls, it's because I learned so much about myself. I've learned so much that I need to now say, okay, let me figure out about this MS thing. Let me see who I can help. Let me see what I can do as far as getting people educated. I just had a little cousin, and she's my little cousin. She's about 30. She just was diagnosed about a month ago. And another young lady was also diagnosed. And all of us are coming from the same area, which is the Eastern Shore of Virginia. And so many has been diagnosed in the last 10 years that it's now kind of making us look at like, wait a minute, there's an issue here. So with the education that you all put out to um, the CP family, it's time for me to start putting out that information for the MS family. And I just thank God for having you all in my life and vice versa. I just, everybody's a household name now. We actually we are just like Louis Vuitton. We are just like Michael Kors. When you say Kelly, when you say Corey, when you say Edwina, when you say Callie, everybody's a household name. We are name brand products, and I thank you for allowing me to share in your name brand products.
I
Thank you,
appreciate
thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much. I love you. I just want you to get well. Thank you for
I
always
will.
being there for me and joining us. I am so glad that you understood what we were doing, understands what we're doing,
Yeah.
and just being a part of it because it's so important of what we do with educating and awareness. And for those that come outside and get it, we definitely appreciate you. Um,
Thank you,
because that's
thank you,
all we try to
thank you.
do. That's what we try to do, just bring awareness to the community. So thank you. We're getting ready to get out of here. Wilson had already showed me the paper, told me 2 minutes. That was 10 minutes
Oh,
ago.
Yes, it is.
all right. You guys have a great night. I will talk to you soon, okay?
All right, dear. Thank you so much. Hey, Candace. That's Candace. That's our Netha's daughter, and that's how we actually connected and met through Candace, back in 2016.
Yep.
2016, yeah.
Yes, it
Um,
was.
and I was reaching out to Candace about the Caregivers Gala, and she's like, "No, Edwina, you need to talk to my mom." And you know what? And here we are today. I'm just saying, real short like that. And it was a great conversation. The first time we talked, I think we was on phone for 5 hours. Yeah, I hear that right, 5 hours. We was on phone for about 4 or 5 hours, but it was all
We
good. And here we
did.
are still
We
today,
truly were.
supporting and enjoying each other's company. And whenever we talk. So thank you, Candace. Thank you, Anetha, Nikki.
Thank you,
Thank you for
baby.
joining us. We appreciate you. Um, and everybody else, thank you. Again, stay tuned. Pay attention to our page. We got more things coming up, and you never know what else I'm going to pop up with. So I have so many ideas, but I got to know I got to take my time. Thank you
That's
all.
right.
Have a wonderful evening. We'll be back on Wednesday at 8 p.m. If you ever want to be a guest on the show, send us an email at kellyschoiceinc@gmail.com, or you could call me, talk to me. Y'all are joined at the hip. Candace said we joined at the hip.
Yes, we are.
Hey, that's good. That's all good, Candace. Thank you for introducing me to your mom. I ain't letting her go nowhere. She's stuck with the Wilsons.
That's right.
And
That's
we all
right.
love her. All we got to do is say, I never.
That's it.
So thank
That's
you. We
it.
appreciate it. Well, all right. You all enjoy the rest of y'all day. We be back on Wednesday. And I'm going to post about our upcoming event, which is the Free to Be Me fashion show on June the 30th. I'll post the location and everything. So thank you. Take care. Be a blessing to everyone. And always remember, smile for everyone. Just do all that. It takes a second. It's just a second. That's it. Just a second. All right. We
That's
out.
right.
My husband looking
Good
at
night.
me. We out. Take care. Be blessed. Mwah.